Hey guys, Helen here. I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about healthcare. All right. And not the boring healthcare stuff, but just let's I just want to open up your mind a little bit to what possibilities could be in your life. Okay. And I was online and I was reading this study. I know I'm a nerd. Okay, I love studies, but I think they're rather interesting. So they questioned like it was like 1,379 people and asked them why they don't go to the doctor. And a huge percentage of them said that they were tired of being misdiagnosed. And they were tired of spending countless hours and money at the doctor's office and getting no results. Another was really tired of um, getting the wrong medications, and they felt like guinea pigs. So I found it all to be rather interesting. And so, digging a little bit deeper, I want to ask you guys a question. Okay. How would it feel if you didn't have to get up in the middle of the night with your kids, throw them in the car to go to the emergency room, only to spend countless hours sitting in the emergency room? And when you come home, you still don't know what was wrong. And they give you a prescription that you have to go pick up the next day, and you're not even sure if that's going to work for your kid. Okay. Um, I was fortunate enough when I was younger that I had my Nana there to help me whenever I got sick. You know, back in the day when my kids were little, they're all like old now, right? They're late 20s, early 30s. And now I have grandkids. But how would it feel if you could wake up in the morning and actually breathe out of like both nostrils and not have to sit there with a machine or something to shove up your nose to open up your sinuses? Um, how would it feel if you didn't have to miss work to take care of your children when they got sick? Or what about yourself? And what happens when you get sick? I mean, if you have kids, you get sick and you're feeling like crap and still having to take care of your family, right? Um, it there's so many different scenarios out there. A lot of us that are older, I mean, when I, what would it feel like when I get sick? I have nobody to take care of, so I'm good. But then I'm home alone, and who's going to take care of me? All right, so many different scenarios that we can go through. But the bottom line is that we all have to pay for healthcare in one way or another, okay? Whether it's upfront or behind. And so I promised you a little story, so I'm going to tell you that. But I am also going to share with you that I've been there and done that. You know, I've spent thousands of dollars. I mean, just like, what, 5 years ago, I think it was, I had an issue with my skin and my leg, and it was like oozing and gross, and it was oozing on my face, and went to the doctor. He didn't know what that was, shot me to another doctor. He didn't know what it was. They finally recommended a dermatologist. I went there. I still have scars on my foot where they took skin grafts, right? And then you got to go home and wait a week for the test results. Then you go back in for the results. Oh, the worst part was they didn't even call me to let me know that the results were in. I mean, it was like a week and a half went by and I had to call. Oh, yeah, no, it was inconclusive. I'm like, well, thank you for telling me. But then they're like, well, what do we do now? So then they were like, well, we could go ahead and do these tests and these tests and these tests. And I'm like, and how much is that going to cost me? All right. So we're looking at, I'd already spent probably close to $5,000 on everything that they'd done already. And they still had no idea what was wrong with me. So that was kind of the point where I was at, where I said, you know what? I'm going to start just being accountable to myself. And yes, it may take me a week or two or three or four or whatever to figure out what's wrong with me, but I can get to the core. I can get to the bottom of it. You know, you guys, our bodies are freaking amazing. God made us so perfect. It's not even funny. Okay. He made our bodies to be able to heal themselves. He gave us these plants. He gave us all this wonderful stuff to be able to take care of ourselves, because he knew that at one point we were going to start putting things on our bodies and ingesting things that we shouldn't be ingesting, that our bodies would not be able to recognize. Because basically that's it. I'm sorry, but when you drink a Coke, your body's going, ah, what is that? And it doesn't know what to do with the foreign matter that's in whatever it is that you're eating or drinking. And so it stores it. It puts it away. I don't know what to do with it. Your body just doesn't flush it through, because if it did, we wouldn't have all this disease going on right now, would we? So your body is over here just screaming, going, I have no clue what to do with this stuff. So it stores it. And so here's my story. Okay. So I want you to just with me, I want you to close your eyes and picture that you're out in this beautiful terrain, and it's green and beautiful, and there's this beautiful stream, and the stream is just flowing, and it's winding in and around, and you can just kind of see it, you can hear it, it's just beautiful and so peaceful. Well, we come along and start throwing rocks into that stream. One rock after another, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rocks a day, every day, for a week, for a month, for a year, for 5 years, for 20 years, for 30 years. What's going to happen to that stream? That stream is no longer going to flow freely. Now it's angry, and it's flowing mad, and those bends where it was going so nicely, now it's eroding all the land up there. So what's going on up there? Well, it's eroding the land. What are people going to do? Oh, they're going to start building, put seawalls up, and they're going to put rock barriers and whatever they can to protect that land. Those are the Band-Aids that they're using, because they're not figuring out what the problem is. Okay. Back here, and these are the people who decide to be accountable for their health. These are companies like Young Living, who says, all right, what do we need to do to make that river flow freely again? Let's start pulling those rocks out. So we go over there and we start, if we put in 3,000 a day, we're going to pull out 9,000 or 12,000 a day, right? And every day we're pulling those rocks out. And it may take us a year. It may take us 3 years. It may take us 5 years, okay? But it took 30 years to put them in. So the fact that it's going to take us this long to pull them out, that's pretty dang good, because we're going to work at it. We're going to work at it every day, and we're not going to stop until it's flowing again. And then one day, everything is free flowing again. And it's beautiful. And I liken that to our human body, because that's exactly what's happening inside of us. Those first couple days, weeks, months, years that we were throwing rocks in there, the water was still flowing pretty good, but it was a little bit, right? But it didn't actually start eroding the land for like 25 or 30 years. That's when it started, right? So unfortunately, we as people don't typically do things for preventive health. We don't take care of ourselves until it's too late. Something goes wrong in the body, and now it's like, oh God, I should have done this. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have taken this. I should have taken better care of myself. We're shooting all over ourselves. Stop shooting and start doing, and start taking care of yourself today, because it's so important. Don't you want to be around? I want to be around. I want to be around when my kids have their kids, and their kids grow up and get married and have great grandkids. I think that'll be awesome. I got 3 grandkids right now. I want to be around when those guys grow up and get married and have their own families. What a wonderful place to be in, right? Excuse me. So think about that, and think about your health care, and think about preventative. And a lot of things that people don't like to talk about with preventative is that, like, we don't want to take care of things inside of us because we can't see it. It's not there, okay? So we don't think to do it. We don't think to feed the liver. We don't think to take care of the kidneys. We don't think to take care of all these organs in our body. And you guys, like, picture not even that river, but think of a domino. If you set up all these dominoes and they're all lined up and they're all beautiful and wonderful, but you go down the middle of that train, that domino train, and you push over one domino, what's going to happen? They're all going to fly down, right? Well, our bodies are the same way. If your liver's not working right, it affects the other organs in your body. So take care of things now, preventative, and then you won't have to worry so much. Well, I've also had people say, excuse me, I've taken care of, my body, and I've done all this preventative stuff, and look, this still happened to me. And I'm like, but how do you know that what happened to you wasn't or couldn't have been 100 times worse than it actually was. It definitely could have been. It could have been life-threatening. It could have been anything. So would you rather take one of those drugs where you watch it on TV? Ah, yay, do this. I feel great now since I started on this drug. But it may cause liver disease, it may cause cancer, it may cause brain damage, it may cause death. And they say it really fast in a really low voice and you don't hear half of it. Why do I want to make myself one of their statistics? I don't. Okay, I want to take care of me now. So you guys, be grateful and have faith, because I know that you guys can do it, but be grateful that we have companies like Young Living and other health care companies that actually care enough to put good products out on the market for us so that we can actually bring our bodies back to where they're supposed to be, because they were made perfectly, and we can definitely get them back to perfection without even I don't even know what I was going to say, but we can definitely get them back to perfection and get them as close to perfection as we can. I mean, we've screwed with them for this long, and unfortunately, we still have toxins in there. They're in the air, they're out there. You're walking on the grass, and they sprayed the grass, and they're still going to get into your bodies. And even though you don't see it, it is affecting you. Okay. And for all of you that say that I can't do it, I'm already on like 5 different medications for this, this, and this, and this. You can do it. Have faith that you can. You can start pulling those rocks out now, and you can start feeling better tomorrow. It can happen for you. All right, you guys. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be grateful and have faith. Love you guys.